the 49ers got the loudest fans in the NFL. Tried to go to we back and we never left and we got hot. Levi Stadium starting to feel like Candlestick Park. Gold blood in my neck is frozen with diamonds from reporting. Be on the field with the lineman, big time fixture. Niner faithful, old school like an Impala. Pass Burton Hanks and the homie Ricky Wall. Take a picture. Them was my neighbors in 96. R.I.P. Dwight Clark, the catch. Legendary. I'm a Niner forever like Rice and Locke. Niner Empire into the world. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Bang, bang, Niner gang.
Ladies and gentlemen, Namaskar y caballeros, 49er fans around the multiverse. Welcome to Gary Lamm Main Event Mania, baby. Happy Christmas Eve, and we're watching the 49ers grab defeat out of the jaws of victory and try to feed it right back. Holy smokes, what's going on? We back? Are we back? All right, we're gonna do a 49er drive along because we're gonna matriculate the ball down the field after Bosa makes a move and they shut the Tennessee Titans down. Here we go. We're coming in hot. 49ers just drove down the field. They were up 10-0 in the first half. Boom. Second half, down 17-10. Fourth quarter, 3:25. Garoppolo hits Debo, 56 yards. Play to Wilson. TD to Ayuk. The game is tied, baby. This 49er team, like I said, Debo Samuels, I don't care what trophy. Someone put a medal on that man. Put a medal on that man. All right. Watch along with me. 49ers on D. Fred Warner just made a play. Titans just got a first down. It's a minute 50 to go. Tennessee, they are just giving it to A.J. Brown every single time. DeMeco Ryans needs to make an adjustment right now. He needs to make an adjustment. A minute 30 to go. We're going to watch along with you. Tannehill out of the gun. Looks right. Incomplete. Nothing there. Flags in the middle of the field. Watching this team. This team is dominant. The 49ers are dominant. They're physically dominant. Schematically dominant. But they got holes. And the holes are going to cost them. Or not. They just got to play better. The holes are obviously Garoppolo, the special teams. And they don't got a DB that can make a play here. All right, we're going to watch them. I know you guys are watching the game. I'm watching too. I'll do some play-by-play. Tannehill back to pass out of the gun. Looks right. Under pressure. Runs up the middle. Scrambles for a first down and more. It's a theme. 49ers cannot stop a running quarterback. Tannehill doesn't even run. Why can't we resolve this? It's not like we have Russell Wilson in our division. A number one on Arizona. I need a drink. I need a drink, man. This is an exciting team to watch. They're going to give me an ulcer. We'll get into the game, friends. We got to watch along, though. 49ers have lost the turnover battle. Down 2. It's going to be hard to win a game. Going 0-2 in turnovers on the road in December. Can they do it? The minute to go. They need some stops. Need to hold them to a field goal. We got a turnover here. They just don't have that guy. Maybe Jimmy Ward. Not in the secondary. They can stop the run, which is good because it's a running situation, but they have no answer for A.J. Brown. He's run rough shot. The second half, literally the very first play of the second half, they found the weakness in the Niner D. No corner can guard him. And he big boyed him. He mossed him. Second half. Niners never solved it. This guy, they're showing highlights of Deebo Samuel. That guy, put a medal on that guy. Give him some kind of trophy. They're showing Jimmy G. Jimmy, you're off the wall, bro. Jimmy. I like you, Jimmy. You're better than Nick Mullins and C.J. Beathard. Man, you cannot turn the ball over, bro. This game was ours. Snatching victory. No, we're not snatching victory. We're snatching defeat out of the jaws of victory, man. Third down. See the Niner D can hold. It's third down. One thing that cannot happen. Somebody else but A.J. Brown beat me. Somebody else but A.J. Brown. Not A.J. Brown. Baker boy, I see you, man. Let me get you queued up after this play, man. But somebody else but A.J. Brown. Anybody else but A.J. Brown. I cannot let A.J. Brown beat me right here. No way. Anybody but A.J. Brown. Can I bring you on? 3rd and 4. Anybody but A.J. Brown. Anybody but A.J. Brown. Yeah, that was a dumb play. They got in the right hash. Cool. All right, Bambino. It's crunch time, man. Let's go down together, buddy. How do I ask you to get on here? Oh, there. The Titans are running this really well. Actually. It's on the
What up, dude?
The MVG. We'll talk about it. Brett the Bambino Reeves. I wish we were seeing each other under better circumstances.
Yeah, man.
Watch. This.
Nice.
All right. Okay, we got 9 seconds to make a play.
4th
4th and 5. I mean, we haven't made us. We'll talk about this. We got a 0 on special teams.
So we got a 0 on quarterback.
We'll talk. We'll go into that. I mean,
obviously.
He made it. Look at. They had no business. They have no business being up 17-20. There's no 4-second play. This game was dominant. This was a dominant game by the 49ers, offensively and defensively. They big boyed them. And you know what? I got to tell you, Ambry Thomas actually made some plays today. That's going to happen. A.J. Brown's a good player, and they kind of went schoolyard on us, and they beat us with schoolyard ball. You know what? They just got 20. But you know what? Because you can get 17 points on athletes.
That's ball.
I can't see. We have no teams. We have no special teams.
No. We got.
No, they went on the road.
No, he's a hell of a kicker, But
I mean, but even him, he hasn't been. He's within 40. I'm within 50. They got. Someone's got Deebo. Deebo needs not even a trophy. He needs like a medal of honor.
Oh man, he was.
I can't. This is not on the coaches. This is. We'll talk about it. See what we can do. Yeah, that's the best thing that could have happened. It's the best thing that could have happened.
No, I put
That kick outside of bounds.
all the
This is it.
blame on the leader of the team.
Leader of the team. Right.
The leader of your team.
All right.
So,
We're gonna start the show with a rant. Whatever. When we hit the Jimmy is good but evil.
I don't know about this.
Good and benched.
Ask me.
Let's see. Wait, come on, Faith. We got to go down to the final play. You got to get it to Debo. That's a smart play. Look at that man! Go, Debo! I love you, Debo! You can't throw it, Ayuk. Throw it! Throw it back, Jimmy! Jimmy, you're blowing the play! Go! Could it be? Oh no, it's still alive! It's still alive! Someone get behind him! Damn it, Jimmy! You know what?
What do you want to say about Jimmy now?
I'm gonna practice coping skill. Good and evil. You know what? We're gonna re-rack. You know what?
I will not accept you taking Dan line and Danhausen is great. Jimmy G is not great.
I'm gonna take it. I deserve it. Wait. You know what? You know what? I made my promise. I had 2 promises to you. I looked up Danhausen, and I told you you were gonna have theme music. I'm self-producing, so we're gonna re-rack the line with the MVG most valuable. No, I have your music. Here he is, the MVG, the Bambino, Brett, the Baker, Reese.
That's my point when I put this prediction.
Brett. Brett. We gave him. Okay. You know what, Brett? I do want to make a point. I'm gonna take just we're gonna look at this objectively. This is a very emotional. I love that. We're Niner fans, so I want to say one thing. Fantasy football is evil. I'm gonna say something very. That when the Niners scored their first time, I'm gonna say fantasy football is evil, and I blame myself for this loss. When Debo was going into was gonna score the first touchdown on the 1 yard line, I was wanting him to get tackled because I have Jeff Wilson on my fantasy team, and he scored the touchdown. It's evil. And you know what? And guess what? He didn't do a damn thing. But I played Julio Jones because our secondary's garbage. Okay. Now on that note,
I had Jeff Wilson and I had George Kittle, and I'm going against my best friend. And in the semifinal, we call it right. This is 4 because we are in the semifinal. And he had
AJ Brown.
Debo.
Downtown. Oh, he had Debo. Oh, he's lucky he didn't get that touch. We can agree. So okay. We'll say we agree with me. In the words of Danhausen, fantasy football is good and evil. Good, evil, and good.
Very nice.
Very nice, very evil. There you go. Very nice. Excuse, I misquoted. Okay. And with that, I'm going to set this up. 49ers dominating on offense, matriculating the ball with ferocity up and down the field. Defense. I'm going to say first play on defense, but remember Bosa was getting burned on the screens in Arizona by Connor and Colt McCoy?
Yeah.
First play. Yeah. Bosa stuffed it. And he wasn't all over, but it was because of him, the sacks, right? We had 5 Pro Bowlers. They all showed out. But
he's involved in all.
Yeah. Okay. So we're doing that. They stop in first drive. They're about to go up 14-0. what the hell were you doing, Jimmy? That's what he thought. Okay. And I said, I want to give him a chance. And then I don't. The first one, okay. And you know when you're up 10-0, we should be up at least. Hey, you know what? 13-0, 14-0, 24. You never know what they're gonna do, but they should have been up more than 14-0. The second interception, I don't know what the hell. Like for what? For what? We're dominating both sides of the line. Ambry Thomas in the first half, he made a couple plays on AJ. He made a couple. He was close against the Falcons, and he got closer today.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, is this a Super Bowl team? It could be because we're so dominant. But then when we hold the ball and don't give it to their team, we can dominate. But we got no teams.
I think we're a playoff team. Every position and stats, maybe one.
You know what? Okay, so you know what? Okay, so I'll give you my take. We got nothing going on teams. Like, okay, and Gold, we can't find anybody than Gold. He's got to kick better. I think Ayuk, we're not going to find anyone better than Ayuk. He's got to return. He's got to get the experience and do better. Everyone's just got to do better. Ambry Thomas, he's getting better. He's got to do better. Norman, he's okay for a second corner.
I think he gets the I know it's only his third. I think he's most improved. Think of him his first
yeah, I thought he was.
What he did in this game, I was really impressed with how he played this.
All right, and I'll say again, the theme: Niners up 10-0. A 17-0 run. Don't score again until about under 3 minutes in the fourth quarter. Another 0 coming out of the second half, and there was no reason for it. The turnovers were stupid. The first one, okay, everybody makes mistakes. What the hell happened? What the hell happened? Bambino?
But before the end of the first half, I thought we were going for a field goal. Maybe you can answer this for me. I looked down at my phone. I looked back up, and they said it was halftime. Wait a minute. We had 20 seconds left on the clock. What happened?
Okay. At halftime, so it looked they just got up for me. Let me go back to my notes. Sorry, good thing. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
I was
so,
what happened? 20 seconds left.
They have 20 seconds left. So we converted a third down. We had some time, and then all of a sudden we just
they just ran up the clock.
We didn't give it a shot, and it's like but you could see this coming. You know what killed in my opinion the game turned. Hey, AJ Brown came out and smoked like it was a bunch of they had bad position. Tennessee had bad field position. They had a bunch. There was only one guy running a route, and it was only one guy who you need to cover, right?
AJ Brown, that's it.
And they end up they got the Niners figured out. They held it to 3. That next interception, that next turnover did not need to happen. Like we should be here talking about a 49er victory. That was our you went on the road.
That first interception shouldn't have happened either.
No, of course.
Kittle was totally covered. He was totally covered. And he threw it to Kittle anyway, and I was like, Kittle was not open.
Right.
He should not have. That first interception in the end zone. I was so mad. I was like, what are you doing, Jimmy? And he had time. And he had time to look around and the choice you made.
And we didn't need it. We were dominating. We didn't need to force it. We could have went short. He took some bad sacks too. He took some bad. Okay.
And what really gets me is when he'll miss a bunch. He'll have a couple of 3-and-outs. Gets one catch. He only gets one complete catch, and he gets all smiling. I'm like, and I said to my team, watch that. Smile on your face. You're not doing that well. Chill out, man.
Chill out, man. Wipe the smirk off your face.
You made one completed catch, correct?
In the first, I think he was they were going over the first half stats. He was like something like 14 for 18. He only had 4 incompletions. but there was 2 picks and that missed. I was so happy to go into Juszczyk. He missed him again. He missed a touchdown. That was a touchdown. I mean, that's a huge. Those were really bad plays. Those are really bad plays.
That third down conversion to IU. All he had to do was pass it to the chest.
He missed him. He missed. He had some bad. You know what's sad is that Jimmy's skill set of getting the ball out quickly to these good receivers, should work. It actually does work, but he needs to play like a veteran. He needs to play like more of a veteran, and he just didn't. And this game was our game. Like we had ball. The formula for the 49ers is the Tennessee was coming in confident, like, oh, we're going to be tough and beat. No, we were physically dominating them. That interception gave them hope, but we took it away at the end zone. But we came back and scored 3. But we were physically dominated, offense and defense.
Well, I know we're a first team. We really dominate. And then we struggled second. But you know, I thought we were doing great. We had our formula. When you give this, okay, like here's the ball. When we're just right here, when we're dominating maybe by 1 second, it gives those defensive guys, both in the defense, just keep them even. And if we're winning a little bit, then we're gonna win because we're gonna bring those defensive linemen. They can't really stop us, right? But when you turn the ball over, it slows down it messes up our whole modus operandi. It gives they're killing themselves, pushing to make stops.
Right.
And the offense goes right. First play, interception. Defense has to try. Right?
That one was just like he threw it way. We didn't need that. We just did not need that set. We didn't. There was nothing. Everything we're doing was working. The game plan was working.
Over IU, aiming for the guy behind.
It was actually deep, but But he didn't need to make that throw. He just needed not to make a turnover. He didn't. This game was like the things. Our offense was gonna move the ball. They were gonna move the ball. And we were going to get 3s or whatever, or rest our D. I mean, everything we should have had. AJ Brown, that's fine. He's probably he would have had. Say we had 30 points on the board. Everything AJ Brown should have been insignificant. It should have been, because that's going to happen. Like, you go 1-on-1, you get a player like that, and then they get hot. They're going off. Tannehill was just getting the ball. The pass was just getting it. What I want, it should have been insignificant. That 20 points they gave up, it should have been like, I don't know, 28 or whatever, between 25 and 30. Okay, they came back, but hey, good job. We held on to one on the road. And this is, this is a win that we lost. And the thing is, we have dominance. We have dominance offensively and defensively, but we have holes. And the players just got to play better. I think Ayuk on special teams. Boy, Ayuk, he kind of lets the ball. He doesn't look confident, but he needs experience. Same with Ambry Thomas on the cornerback. I have confidence in him because he's getting better. He's getting better. We don't have Deion Sanders isn't coming to the locker room. Ray Washington is coming back to kick field goals. Goal can be better, right? Those guys can be better. Wisnowski had a bad shank, but he had that great punt where it was recovered by Sherfield to give the Titans bad field position, right? The thing I think it kind of comes down to Jimmy. A lot of losses weren't on him. This was on him. This was on Jimmy. It killed because the Niners are kind of like the Warriors. When the defense is good, the offense is good. They play off each other. They have a unit game plan, right?
You don't make
where
shots.
the offense. Yeah, and the thing is, you can't any defense when a quarterback's running around and the DBs are running around to chase the receivers because they're getting extra time. Everyone's gonna get tired out, and when it turns a playground ball, the Niners can't handle it. What I wanted to say, if the 49ers defense before the second half happened, if the 49ers defense, if there's any suspect players on the offensive line and there's a statue quarterback, they're mincemeat. That's what we should have been talking about, right? We have to stop what's the name on Arizona, their quarterback. I'm just blanking. Arizona's quarterback.
Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray, like those guys are harder, right? But then but Tannehill's rolling out and blowing bombs too. It looked like they made Tannehill and AJ Brown look like Murray to Hopkins. Like that's So I didn't. Tannehill can move. He's better than who do I have? Garoppolo or Tannehill?
At this point, Tannehill.
He can make plays. Man, we missed the play to Ayuk you talked about. That missed to Juszczyk.
Yeah. And
those
the interception. I think the second interception was the first play of the drive. If you,
after a long drive,
look at Nick Bosa's face when he has to go back on the field after they did all that work. Hit in Bosa's face. For real, dude.
And this is the thing I've said it before. The 49ers play with heart. They really do. They play with like you think of Debo, Bosa. But Bosa is kind of diva-ish, but his game is impeccable. His game is impeccable. And it's just like, and Ward and that I think that's what the Niners secondary is missing. Do you remember like a Merton Hanks or Deshaun Golston, a guy who's going to make a play on an interception? We don't have that guy when the ball's up in the air. We're going to get it.
Sherman.
I think that's
Sherman was the guy.
Yeah, because he was.
I loved him.
Yeah, he was setting up picks. The Niners don't have that kind of guy who's going to set up an interception, right? They just don't have that guy. On defense,
they might not have the training yet.
Yeah,
we might get there. But I don't think we've had a quarterback. The boys believe in that you can trust in. To game when it's everyone else is falling down. We haven't had a quarterback like that. If you say Alex Smith,
I'm not going to say Alex Smith.
And you're not going to say.
I'll say what about Jeff Garcia was underrated. But he wasn't that type. But he put up numbers. His stats are quite impressive. I wish him and Tio would have got along, but he just doesn't have enough.
Yeah.
I wish him and Tio would have got along. Are you old enough to remember that game, that Giants game, where there's a playoff game against the Giants? It was that field goal where it should have been a pass interference, and the Niners ended up winning.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, Jeff Garcia had. They needed more time. I want to be given I'm going to go to the archives.
I had a lot.
I had a lot of time for Jeff.
But he just wasn't Steve. Steve was my guy.
No, he what? That's not even that, dude. No, it's not even saying the same sentence. Okay, so let's Joe and Steve. They're in another category because they are the kind of guys who are going to make play. When Joe was younger, he was a lot more athletic. He was. You know who he reminds me of? Think of Steph Curry, where everything's great about him, but his body, where he just fits. Remember Steph Curry? You think he goes every time. So that's what kind of Joe was. His back was made of glass because he got really just pounded. They would kill him, right? So that's how he was, and as he matured, he just was so good in the pocket. Then you had Rice and Taylor and just all those guys. but he was that way. I'm not even compare them to these guys to Young and Steve. I say Kaepernick was also. I think Kaepernick was also a kind of a game manager as well. He just wasn't consistent enough. Like he would.
The product.
He was a good front runner.
He was the product of a fad. The running quarterback.
Was a fad.
At the same time, though, Kaepernick would miss a lot of passes, but he wasn't going to do anything stupid. I can't remember him ever doing. Like, okay, sometimes he'd win you a game.
It goes. Yeah. It drops so dramatically from Super Bowl years, like 67% to 58%.
He was
58%.
So
he had. I don't want to bring up. I don't want what's her name was that the Alden Smith. I don't want to bring any of that up. But yes, but when he you know what I'm talking about. I don't want to bring. But he lost his focus, right? He lost his focus, right? He lost. He was whatever Alden Smith. Whatever her name was, right? Yeah, I don't want that tore up the locker. Yeah, whatever her name was, but
with Justin Smith.
Okay, but yeah, we lost Kaepernick. We had Kaepernick was a shell of himself. He became a vegan, and he wasn't as strong anymore. And Alden Smith and poor that guy. I hope he's okay, right? So two are probably I'm not aside from Justin Smith and Gore and those guys like Kaepernick and Alden Smith. We needed them, and she was a fake. She was a face that sent Jim Harbaugh to Michigan. I don't know what happened. So okay, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Jed York trying to get in on a team meeting, and apparently gift day, men, no boys. And that's what got him fired. It was some petty.
That's something he would say. I gotta say, both of those guys are immature. They were immature, and this is why we talk about Shanahan. I listen to some of his he gets a lot of heat for not being a good leader, but experience. I'm listening to him. I'm listening to him. He's learning more. So I don't want to have the Harbaugh experience. I don't. Whatever that guy. What was that Super Mario guy? What was his name? The guy who took over from Harbaugh. Yeah. Oh.
He was the linebacker.
No, okay, I know, bro. Yeah, he was. I don't know how. I
forgot all about the year with Chip Kelly.
Kaepernick actually played well with Chip Kelly. After I don't know. Okay, so your question was, when's the last time we had a quarterback who could take it by the reins? I would say, and you say Joe and Steve. I want to be fair to. I may. It was not Alex. It wasn't Alex Smith because he was a product of you can get it to Vernon Davis when they had Crabtree and those guys, and Frank Gore was phenomenal. Frank Gore, that was a guy. Frank Gore won some games, man. Do you remember Garrison Hurst? He was good too. So Frank Gore. So Frank Gore. Yeah. He was not a quarterback, but So I'll say this for Kaepernick. I never see him do anything this stupid. Like he'll miss the easy third down. His mechanics were bad. Like he would miss the sure third down. Easy play. Like there'll be someone wide open, he'll just miss him. That was what got me for him. Like goodness, just make the play. And then he'll roll to the left and right and hit Gore on a big play, right? So he was like spotty, and he was also obviously great in the run game, but you couldn't rely on him to always come through, If we're against Seattle, we need someone to make a good pass.
Kaepernick's playing career. You can kind of say it was because throwing.
I'm just trying to give him an excuse, man. We don't know. People don't know how it is when you're the Niner fans. Like just a couple of these Jimmy plays. I'll say he was like Alex Smith, Kaepernick. They're like to me the same. When you just can't rely on them to make the big play. Like they just you want them to do it. Like if you're ahead, you're good. Kaepernick was better, I think. Who knows? Kaepernick just had more swag than.
I don't know. between the two of them.
Right.
All I know is
Exactly.
Jimmy G never nailed Kurt Warner in the head. When they brought in Kurt Warner to try to throw again, and the first game he was there, he nailed Kurt Warner on the sideline.
No, who? No, what? No, what was it? I forgot. Who did that? Who hit him in the head?
Kaepernick.
Hey, that guy. I wish. I wish. This is why I was banging the table on draft day for Trey Lance, banging the table like this, because Trey Lance has a reputation of not doing stupid stuff. Like, just be, and it's rough right now. And I'm on record saying, you know what, we got to stick with that Jimmy until he really blows it, because we've already we should have been doing this a long time ago, and now the season's almost over.
Yeah,
it's already fantasy playoffs.
Yeah,
and now we're
they said you have to get at least 10 wins to get to the playoffs. It's kind of over then. No.
I don't think the playoffs are. I think that this regular season is almost it's coming to an end. I think that the Niners can get in. Yeah. The Niners can get in. It's just Tennessee's not a bad team. Tennessee's not a bad team, but I mean,
they're good. This is a challenge. Good team.
But the Niners came out. Their game plan worked on both sides of the ball initially. When it turned to playground ball, yeah, A.J. Brown's a good player. That was a great move. And I think D'Amico Ryans, he needed to make an adjustment a little bit faster on A.J. Brown. But but you got guys who don't know which way to run yet. You know what I mean? So it's like you got Ambry. Yeah. So it's like I'm not gonna judge him too much, because you got some young players like, but you also have some guys that've been there for a while.
I'm pretty sure the 49ers. I'm pretty sure more than the other team in the NFL.
For what?
In the NFL. I think Niners allow the most.
Points in
the. They were supposed to be a top defensive team. They're one of the teams that are not. They're not one of the top defensive teams anymore. So, I mean, but they show signs of dominance.
We've had a lot of injuries and a lot of guys coming back. And, we're missing a synergy.
What's funny? I think on offense and defense we had that. I think Jimmy blew the damn game. I really okay. I don't. We
don't know what he's doing.
I think that one's on Jimmy. I think
yeah, me too.
I think we had a good game plan. The defense and offense came out good. We're dominating. We're playing physical. We were on the road. In December we played physical, but those turnovers really cost us. You gotta expect the good players. Like, hey, you know what? Like, you're in a game. Hey, dude, stop messing around. Just give me the damn ball. That's what happened. AJ's like, give me the ball, and Tanner's like, yeah, okay, dude, let's do it. It's like you look at the rest of the scrubs in your team, like, okay, we got to do what we got to do, and that's what they did, and that's going to happen, But
that's what Debo did.
And they got
Debo did. Boy, he game over. Game over.
He was, oh my.
Boy, those last couple plays in the fourth quarter, he almost did the whole thing himself.
And running back, that last play, he almost took it.
Yeah.
How come no one's getting behind Ayuk on the last? I don't know.
Well, think about it this way. So because Jimmy's fallen short, we've got guys trying to play hero ball. The last two games, and then this game and kind of half the last game. And that's a great thing for if you think about next season. Now you've got all these guys who know how to play hero ball.
I just, you know what? You got to win this year. Every year's this year. You know what? Bosa may hurt his other knee. We need that guy. It's like what I wanted to say going into the show after the Falcon game and what we were doing. You got to win when you got the guys. You got the guys now. Like, DJ Jones just went down to an ankle injury. Who knows? Are we going to re-sign him? He's been really good. But are we going to sign him or not? He's a really good player. And Vontavious Street had a good game. But all the guys are getting back. We're going to get Elijah Mitchell back, right? And I think Ambry Thomas he's getting good enough to not be like horrible.
What about Raheem Mostert?
We'll get him next year, but are we gonna? I think he's under a more than 1 year contract. I think he has a couple of years because remember they re-signed him. But the thing is, you got to win now. You got to if you have a chance.
Blake Thompson.
You got to go for it though. I think so. My thought on this team, they're dominating, the physicality, and they have a good scheme, but they're holes. But they're losing. They're giving you nothing on special. There's no chance for a kick return at all. There's no chance. There's zero threat. Zero threat. You're just happy. I'm just happy Ayuk goes back there and catches the ball without fumbling it. That's it. And he's probably the best we have, right?
What do you do?
We now see the punter.
Do you draft?
We already blew it. All we can do, right? This is what I'm thinking. All we can do is wait for Ayuk to get better, because that's all we could do. We had guys. We had we had some more experienced guys in training camp, like that Simba Webster. These are guys who we can't have Debo do everything. And I don't know if I love Ayuk doing it, but the thing is, he looks kind of not confident out there, but I know he's gonna catch it and not. There was that play where the ball bounced over his head, like we were deep in but you know what?
Yeah.
I'll take that than the turnover, right? He has common sense. He doesn't have experience, but the kid has common sense.
Yeah.
So even though it looked really bad, right? Okay, we just have to wait for him to get better and every time, but that can happen, right?
Yeah.
So we. Yeah. I think I'm. The whole. Let me look at the big holes. The big holes on this team. All right, because now guys are back. Like Shear's back and forth. Warner's looking a lot better. The defensive line is tremendous. The offensive line, they suck at pass blocking. They can really run block. They can really run block. Yeah. That is their strength. Yeah. Okay, you know what? So if that's a strength. They can do that. If we're gonna line up and a cloud of dust, and you got Debo back there, and you got Kittle, and all these little short passes, that works. We can do something, right?
Yeah.
But I think the main with the holes I said here. The holes are Jimmy, teams, in the corners. I see the corners can get better. I see Robbie Gould. He's a veteran, so there's not going to get anyone better than him. He makes the clutch ones. He'll miss.
He might be their most.
But he'll miss some extra points, But he's not like a weapon where
It's been the kicker cursed year,
So but thing is, but I'm not too worried about I'm trying to look at the holes. They don't have a guy who's going to kick a 55-yarder. Okay, they just don't have that, and it's not. So if you're about the 35, what do? You're going to have to go for it sometimes, which is fine. I like them when they go for it. Yeah. So that just kind of keeps remember when they had David Akers and kick a 60-yarder, and they would just use him all the time. Yeah. So they don't have. He's not a weapon, but you're going to get him within that point. Yeah, he makes a lot of clutch kicks. Yeah. He makes a lot of clutch kicks, but he's not like a super weapon, right? That's fine. We could do that, but and he'll get better. I think teams are going to get better. The return game is going to get better when what do you call it? When Ayuk gets more experience, because he doesn't look like he's not. He doesn't know what to do, but he doesn't know. He knows what not to do. Right? That play when it looked really bad, but at least he didn't fumble it. Right? He was upset. He didn't do anything stupid. Right? I like that about him. And plus he's a threat, but he needs experience. That can get better. Corners, I like Ambry Thomas. He made a couple plays today. He's getting closer and closer. He was getting toasted. Did you watch the Falcon game? He was so over, right? But this today, 2 plays on AJ, right? So he's getting there. Is Jimmy gonna get better, man? It's corners, and they are. The thing is, they're healthy now. You got to do it now. Just like 2019, you got it. There was 2019 and there was 2020, 2 different years. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
If Bosa goes down, or when Debo was down, thank God he got up, because they need him. They need him. They need him and Bosa. They need those guys. You cannot work without those guys. Yeah. So while the guys are well,
I don't know.
I think.
I don't know if
it's The Niners are still. This is your time. This is your time.
Dude,
I'm saying this.
Dude,
I don't think we're going to fall apart over the span of an off season. Sure, a lot of guys
Right.
are going to lose a few key pieces, but we'll make up for it. John Lynch.
Right.
I don't think enough people are talking about him. I think he's doing a pretty solid job.
He's doing. You know what?
I mean, think
You know what?
about
Speaking of that,
how bad a job Trent Baalke was doing. How many injured
He was a
players did Baalke draft?
and he was just a weird dude. Him that whole the players didn't like him. I didn't like him. He was just. I mean, what I do want to. Okay, what was I gonna say?
That would make you do extra laps just looking at him. That's what Trent Baalke.
No, you know what? He's a guy who's getting you in trouble when they're the ones doing the dirty work. When they're the ones being dirty.
Yeah.
That's the guy. So, but okay, I think John Lynch has. John Lynch has integrity.
And they said he's injured right now, but I'm like, they're always injured. He takes all these injured guys.
He seems like he doesn't do his homework. Like he doesn't do his homework. Well, okay. So to your point.
So I like John Lynch.
You like John Lynch in the draft?
Yeah. I do.
And I'll tell you what.
End of story.
I like him better in the lower picks than I do with the top picks.
Yeah.
Because
was kind of easy. That's an easy pick.
That was an easy pick. Okay. And I like what he tried to do with Reuben Foster. I like that pick.
Too bad Reuben Foster was what's his name? Alden Smith 2.0.
Right, and he you know what? I think okay, think about his draft. Solomon Thomas and Reuben Foster that year. What they need a guy. Okay, I talk about this a lot. Solomon Thomas was a really, 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 really nice guy, right?
Yeah.
Too nice, right? And he went to state. That's good. That's too, you want him to date your sister, but you don't want him to attack the other team's quarterback, right? Reuben Foster was a con artist and a really bad guy, right? I'm not, I wanted him on the team. I was happy because he's Alabama. He was knocking dudes out, right? But he figured out. You put that together, you get Nick Bosa. Like Nick Bosa's not a saint, but he keeps it within the lines.
But
right,
so you have with Bosa too, which is a big deal in sports. Lineage. Got Joey Bosa, their dad. All they do.
If he gets hurt, he knows how to recover.
All they've done is tackle.
They know what to do. He knows how to recover from injury. He knows what to do. He knows to stay healthy. That was a really safe pick, and I agree with it. That was a really good pick. And even I forgot his name again. The quarterback, Kyler Murray, he's just dancing sugar. He kicks our butt all the time, running on third down and long. All the first downs we get. We gave one up to Tannehill. I don't understand it. I don't understand how we cannot stop the quarterback on third and long. We have Wilson and Kyler Murray in the division. We can't stop it, and we got whooped by it. And that's how we lost to what's his name in the Super Bowl?
Patrick.
I blocked these guys out because they're kicking our butt. Like, we can't stop a darn running quarterback. We're always getting beat by the quarterback run. Like, we should know how to do it. We need to solve that. I hate it. I can't. I block it out because it's so traumatic. Because Russell Wilson was doing it for years, for a decade. Then we get Kyler Murray, still can't figure it out. That should have been the trade. I'm gonna go back to 2019. This is painful right now.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray should have been the training to stop. I can't even say his name.
Kyler Murray?
No, Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson should have been the training to stop Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl because we were winning until he started running. We should know how to stop a running quarterback. We should know. But we still don't. We still can't figure out. Stupid Tannehill up the middle. That was a big play. That play was big. That was huge. Tannehill's going to run for 20 yards? How long was that run? That was a big play.
Yeah. 15,
we can't stop.
Yards.
It was horrible. We still don't know how to do that. Anyway, I think right now, I was on record saying, that you got to be out of the playoffs or Jimmy gets hurt. I think this was so bad. So when I'm hearing, I'm not in the locker room. All I can go by is hearsay. The players really like Jimmy. He's really handsome, and he has heart.
I mean, you've said that, and I've heard that. But just judging by the look on Nick's face,
Right.
they had to go back on the field.
Did you hear the
I don't know if
comment?
that's all the way.
Okay, did you hear the comment? So it was my friend. What is it? Innocent comment. Yeah, I don't know what they're asking. The press was asking about Jimmy, and he said, "Yeah, Jimmy's doing great. We're behind him. We support him. You know, and Trey's doing good too. He shreds us up in practice." Okay, and a lot of the reason. So think about this too. There was a lot of hype where Trey throws a fluttery ball. He broke his finger early in training camp.
Oh yeah.
And he had never quite recovered from that, right? But now we haven't seen him. Remember, we played him early in the year, but he had that finger issue, and even during the start, maybe that's why they ran him 16 times. See what's Trey gonna say? Oh, my finger hurts. That's why I'm not playing. What are they gonna say? No, they're not. They're football. Shanahan's like, if he said that, Mike Shanahan would bury him. Mike Shanahan buries his guys all the time. Yeah. He's like, he looks like he can play to me. Trey Lance is too smart to do anything like that. He's not going to complain. Not one. Trey Lance could have bullets in his chest. Trey Lance could have broken. He could. I don't know. He ran 16 times against. At that time, they had J.J. Watt. The Arizona had J.J. Watt, and they had the defense one of the best teams in the league. He's not going to say, "Oh, you ran too many." He's not that kind of guy. So we don't really know what was going on, right? I'm going back in time, right? Why is he doing this? His finger was messed up. It's all a mystery. Football players, there's a couple guys who's like, oh, wah. But these guys are tough dudes. They don't want to say nothing. They're bored. There's a reason why me and you are like, pounding the table for the rookie, in the middle of a playoff run that we haven't, So I think right now
I pounded the table a couple years ago going, Blaine Gabbert, put Blaine Gabbert in, get Kaepernick off the line. Then they put Blaine Gabbert in. Is there anybody else you can put in?
No, exactly. It's always so right now. But I think I was on records like, if the Niners are out, then you bring in Trey. But I'm like, right now, it's like now you got to at least think about it. You got because it's like what you're saying. You mentioned part of my reason for not taking him out was I don't want this locker room rift, right? But if the players are seeing, if the players are feeling it, and if the rumors are true, which Fred Warner says it, I don't think Fred Warner's a liar. I don't think he wasn't trying to cause any hype, but he's dicing him up in practice. Shanahan is very clear that Trey knows the playbook. And Trey, he's got to make mistakes. He's a rookie. But he is a guy. Like when Jimmy Garoppolo was back there with the ball at the last play, you knew he was going to do nothing. Just throw it back. The quarterback threw it over the head. Backward. Trey Lance, when he has the ball in his hands, he's going to do something. Trey Lance, when he's got the rock in his arm, he's going to do something.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a point where he gets it. And not throw picks. Like, you cannot throw those picks. You just cannot. We had the game. How many times are you going to go on the road and you're going to be down 2 turnovers and win on the road? Anywhere.
I don't know. How much you want to bet, though, that game, if Jimmy eats much, then you might see a quarterback shift in third quarter, maybe?
You know what? Okay, this is going to be – so my point is, what I'm saying right now, they have a long week. They have a long week.
Yeah.
And people are talking about the bye. So now it's clear what happened. Trey hurt his hand, and he couldn't throw, right? He knew the offense. He's dicing him up now. He's better. Jimmy, the reason why you keep a veteran, it's just to go up there. Don't mess it up. Just get the ball to the Niners have 4 Pro Bowlers on offense and 1 and Nick Bosa on defense. Get the ball to the Pro Bowlers. I'd rather have Trey miss than Jimmy miss. Who do you want to see miss?
Is there another team in the league that has 4 Pro Bowlers and are playing poorly?
So what I'm saying, they're dominant when it comes to running the ball or running their offense, right? But the holes really are special team mishaps, which they're cleaning up week by week. Ayuk's back there not making mistakes.
Well, there were a lot of special teams mishaps in this game. There's a few punts that went a little, iffy.
But Sherfield made that play down the goal line, and Wisnowski. So those things are getting better. The one issue that's not getting better and getting worse. And Jimmy's been on the cusp of this the last 2 weeks. There's been a lot of dropped interceptions. There was a dropped interception in this game too. He could have had 3.
Yeah.
So the one I'm gonna say this. I'm not saying I'm not gonna put it on the board. We only got a few minutes left. I think Jimmy Garoppolo might get benched. The reason why you put him in there, you put the veteran not to make mistakes, and he's made mistakes.
Well, he won't. He'll start. But that's he's doing poorly. Like I said, I don't see him earlier than the.
I really think. Okay, now me and you will just switch now, because I think I talked you into it. I think so. I think the reason why you keep him in because he's a veteran. I think right now, if you're making these turnovers, and you're barely scraping by when you're dominant, if you're a coach and your game plan is working on both sides of the ball, and you kind of know who blew it, you can't keep giving him the ball if he keeps making mistakes like that. I think it's a long week.
Yeah.
And if
what you're trying to figure out is this season salvageable? And like you said, have to play for. You can't play for later. This season, right now.
Right.
Game. If you're trying to that game, playoffs.
Yeah.
Future. You're like, we gotta throw in Trey.
Yeah.
Because this season has to go on.
Right. So either, and the thing is, it's not going to hurt because, like, the point is this: this is not a Super Bowl team with Jimmy Garoppolo. It's not. It's not with Jimmy Garoppolo. It's not, because you're dominant on both sides of the ball, but he's not going to win you the game. And he's not only that he's not winning at you, he's blowing the game. He's blowing the game. So you're better off giving Trey if Trey looks good, if he knows the offense, give him a shot. Give him a shot. I think the time is now. The time is now.
Well, I know. Let me ask you a question.
We have probably a few seconds left.
Who are you
starting
the next game?
Jim, I'm starting Trey. I'm starting Trey next game. You got a long week.
Whoa, you're right. We have switched.
You got a long week. All the reasons why we're gonna probably be a countdown. So I'm okay. Okay, but we have a long week. All the reasons for keeping Trey and Jimmy in there are gone. You're saying Nick Bosa is not with them, right? You're turning the ball over. This game was our game. We snatched defeat out of the jaws of victory. That was our game. December road win. We did enough to win.
Well put.
So it's like, and he couldn't bring us back. He has nothing for us. He can't bring us back. So that's exactly why. You make the move now, and because you're not a Super Bowl team with Jimmy Garoppolo at quarterback.
Harry, that is the best thing I've heard about this game so far. We snatched defeat of the Judge. Quote Gary.
Yeah. I got that from Vince McMahon in like a wrestling game. It was a wrestling game. I think it was like.
We don't need to
but that's exactly what happened.
It's your quote now.
Yeah.
So
I think that's
you made it up.
This. I give credit where it's due. I think this was our game. We should have been talking about the win, but you knew when it was 10-0 at halftime, we have a chance to blow it, and we can't bring it back. We have 29 seconds left. And I want to say goodbye. Merry Christmas, man!